Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Friday. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going wonderfully. Hear that? Oh, hold on one sec. I just went and opened my door because it is so beautiful outside. We are, I guess, I've only been here a year or so, or almost a year, and so in Florida, and so they said this has been a really bad winter where it's very gloomy. But Florida is known as the Sunshine State, and I'm like, to me, I'm like, it's just winter and it's fine. It still gets decent out, but I believe the next couple weeks are just going to be real Florida winter where it is just sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. So I'm looking forward to that. So this morning I got up and I was like, okay, it says warm. Do I dress in sweatshirt? What do I wear? So I'm like, I think I'll be ready for a good day. And I ended up taking Brooklyn to work and just got home and I was like, it is so nice outside. It is gorgeous. The wind is blowing, the sun is shining. I just went out and turned the pool on so we could swim today because yesterday we swam and it was so nice, and I'm like, it's gonna be a great day. So my goal today is to make food for my family. So I am excited because I've got a list. I usually put a list over here. I keep looking over here, but it's over on my refrigerator this time. I have been, came up with that. I usually do once a month shopping, not always. Now mind you, I don't do this all the time. I have bought processed food, I bought packaged foods, whatever your season in life. So no judgment. You gotta buy macaroni and cheese in a box? I have some. Or chicken nuggets. Whatever you can do, you do. But now that I'm getting a little bit more, learning my environment, learning my place, I'm getting back to making more foods from scratch, and I love it. Those chicken patties that we made yesterday, oh my goodness, I will never, ever go back to store-bought again. I hope I never have to. I mean, I say never, but if something happens and I have to, I will. But they are so, so good. Everybody loved them. They were the best burgers, chicken patties ever, they said, and I said that is a winner. So I'm excited. So today is going to be another great day of food for the weekend. So I've got a lot. This month I bought a little deep fryer, just a little, I think it's Fry Daddy deep fryer. It's a little smaller. People said, they told me different ones to get if we enjoy, like it, we'll upgrade and get a bigger one. But the small one works good, and so we've been making our own fried chicken, little fried patties, and everybody loves those as well. And so I thought, I haven't done that for a few weeks, and so it's right now is the end of the month for me for our groceries, and we still have lots of good food to make, which is good. I'll probably next week start planning my menu and start hitting the stores, getting a few things like that. But for now, I'm like, I still have a lot of yummy food, so that's a good thing. So we've got a list to do. It's gonna be a good weekend for our family because after today, when I'm done filming, I'm just gonna enjoy the weekend, being out, doing fun things with everybody, and just enjoying the sunshine and the Florida weather here. It's gonna be great. So I'm looking forward to getting my stuff done so I can be done. So I'm gonna make some good food for the weekend. We're gonna start right away with some food. You ready? All right, let's go. First thing I'm gonna do, I've been doing a lot of different breakfasts for the month, and we made little oatmeal cups. Those have gotten eaten up. And then I made like biscuit sausage sandwiches. Those are delicious. I'll probably do more next week. But this week I made English muffin sandwiches with the sausage, and I also smashed them in the waffle maker with leftover crescent, like butterhorn recipes. That was good. And so I thought, what can I make for the weekend? I don't have to make anything. My family can make their own eggs. They can do everything. They can do all those things. But sometimes I like to make food, which I do, and it'll be nice to have stuff for the weekend. So I thought, what can I make? Because I have a lot of eggs. I bought a huge box at Sam's, and we still have a lot left. So I'm gonna make little individual egg cups. So we've got a little bit leftover salami here from our birthday trip, some salami here, and I've got good old-fashioned bologna that everybody loves. I've got a little bit of bacon here left over. I also have a bag in my cupboard, and I've got cheese to shred. And so I'm gonna make just egg cups, very simple. Just put it in, spray your muffin. You can either do it in little muffin liners, or you can do it in just a muffin tin. Just spray it really good and scoop it out, whatever you want to do. Whatever is easiest for you. I've done it all different kinds of ways. You can do it up just like a 9x13 and do like a whole casserole, whatever works. I find that the little individual ones are nice because you can just grab them, throw them in the microwave for 30 seconds, or I think it's a minute, and you got great eggs. You can smash it between toast, which I'm almost out of bread. Could make some bread, but I won't. It's just an easy grab and go breakfast. And so since this weekend we're going to be out doing things family-wise and having a fun time, and so I want to just get these things made. So I'm just going to cut up my meat. You can do veggies and all that. My kids just like meat and cheese, so do meat and cheese because that's what they like. And then I'll cook a little bit on the stove, and then I'll put it all together and whisk up the eggs, put them in a pan. It's so simple. You can do it any way you like. Like I said, make it a whole bunch of different ways. Delicious egg cups. Okay, let's start chopping. Okay, you know who smells beef sausage? Maxine. She's like, I know it's there, Mommy. You smell that? There you go. She's like, that's such a tiny piece, Mom. It's so good. Gotta give her a little piece. So I'm just gonna saute this over here, let it heat up. Hopefully it will have enough grease from the sausage because I didn't put any oil in the pan. I think it'll be good. And this, I'm gonna do some cheese grating. This is something we did different this month as well. I've always bought shredded cheese. Always have, always have. I don't think I've ever, I mean, I did maybe way back in the day. Oh, shredded my own cheese, trying to put this on. Shredded my own cheese. We just bought it and then the discount store had it for cheap, so we just got it that way. So I just never did, and I'm like, you know what, this month, let me try doing it ourselves. Guess what? We use a whole lot less cheese. Why is that? Because we're eating different things, or is it just not readily available? I don't know. So I'm gonna do, I think I've only, have I done 3 things of cheese? I think I've only shredded 2. This will be my 3rd one, block of cheese this month, so it's a good thing. So I'm gonna just take it, this is great. I got this, I have a link below on Amazon. So you can get the food processor too, it just gets dirty. This is fun, it is a nice thing. Do you need this? No, you don't need it. Get a little shredding. I just don't like shredding it on the shredder. Hate that. Always seems it scratches your nail and your nail gets shredded. Not good. So this I really like, very easy. Food processor works really good too. You just have to clean the food processor out, and this seems to clean up a little easier, but get whatever you want. Meat is frying away over there. Maxine is going, she's like sniffing everything. So I just keep sauteing that, or stirring it. What I'm gonna do is crack some eggs. Now I never use my mixer, ever. I usually use a pan or a bowl and just use my whisker, but this has been sitting out still. I left it out. Can I get used to it sitting out? Maybe. It was just left out. So I'm gonna crack my eggs in here and just whip it up so I don't have to do anything. Just let it do its thing this way. So you don't have to, just whisk it by hand. So this is all done. That was quick. I was able to do other things while I was whisking that up. So these cups were really good to freeze as well. You can also, you know, cook them, bake them in the oven, then take them out and just set them on a cookie sheet. And I like to flash freeze them is what I like to do, and then wrap them individually in either like wax paper sheets, just so when you take it out, put it in the microwave, you heat it. If it's frozen solid, you're gonna have to do it a little bit longer, just a lower temperature. But if it's thawed, you can put it for like a minute. I think it was a minute. I feel like it's a minute. And then the steam will kind of, you know, cook it and then, or heat it up, and then it kind of stays within that paper. Otherwise it gets really dry. So this is good. The meat smells delicious. Pour Maxine. I'm gonna pour the eggs in here, spray the cups really good so they come out easily. It's a good, simple, easy breakfast to have on the go. This is gonna be breakfast. These are gonna go in the oven. I put some with cheese, some without cheese. This was from months ago. I think I made breakfast sausage balls. I don't even know, it's been a long time. So I saw those in the freezer, I'm like, I'll get those out and make them. So just put them in the oven and let them bake. The other thing we'll need for the sausage balls is some gravy to dip it in. So I just put it in the microwave with the water. You can make this, I'm sure you can make this from scratch. Probably very simple, I know it is, but I did buy it because I was making those and having convenience. So just put it in a measuring cup with the water. I usually do a little bit more water because we like ours thinner for dipping, and I'm just gonna put it in the microwave for like a minute, stir it again, do another minute, it'll thicken up, then you won't have to worry about messing with it on the stove. So I was able to open the windows. The sun kind of came in through the morning here, so it makes it a little bit too bright for the filming, and so I got to open the windows here. We have a bathroom right next to this. I opened that up. Oh, my bedroom windows. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a nice day. It's gonna be one of those days where I open all the windows and go, wait a minute, it's getting hot in here. Hopefully not. There's a fly flying around here, so I haven't had too many flies. We never had any in the mountains. We had them in Michigan all the time, so they are everywhere. So what? This is it. Look at, that's the gravy. Microwave. Look at it. I stirred once. Here it is. This will be a good dip for the sausage balls when those are done. So these are gonna bake in the oven. One other thing, so what I'm gonna do, the next thing I'm gonna make is some Bagel dogs. These things, does anybody else remember the Schwan Man? We had the Schwan Man come into our house, the big yellow truck, and they would sell Bagel dogs. These were my favorite. They had more sausage in them versus a hot dog, but they were so good, so good. And then anybody else cook them too long and then they'd burn and it would be really hard and sausage would be burnt. So they're delicious. Well, now I realize at the store they have pretty much everything. They have pretty much everything in the grocery store now. So I think Nathan's sells a bagel dog as well. It's delicious. It's delicious. I've never had Nathan's, but I know a bagel dog from Schwan was good, so I assume Nathan's are good. They were like $1. I was looking at the price. I want to say they were almost $1 something per hot dog. So I was like, ugh, not enough to purchase it, but I will make them. We made these back in the mountains. I think I did. Did I do big hot dogs or little ones? I can't remember what I did, but I'm gonna make some. So it's easy. It's an easy thing to do. What I'm gonna do for your bagel dogs, you don't need bagel dough, but you can make pizza dough. So I'm gonna make my pizza dough that we have, because I've got a 24 pack of hot dogs. I will see how many hot dogs, bagels this makes. Hopefully I'll have enough dough. If not, I can always make more or use the dough for something else. So I'm gonna put it in my bread machine. Do you have to? No. Do you need a bread machine, Amy? No, you do not. If you're just starting out homemaking, do not buy a bread machine. I got one of these gifted to me because I do YouTube. Would you need one? No. Is it a nice convenience for like an extra gift if you want for Christmas? Yes, I feel. I made all of my food by hand, scratch, mix it in a bowl, good old fashioned bowl and a wooden spoon. Works great too, but I do like the convenience of this to be able to throw, like right now I'm gonna throw it all in and not worry about it and let it sit, do its thing, it'll rise, I don't even have to change pans, that's a good thing. But do you need it? No, you can do a bowl as well, either one. If you can find them cheap, I think Goodwill has usually always, everybody gets rid of bread machines. Get one, pick one up for cheap. That's the good thing. Don't spend an arm and leg on it. A cheap, mine doesn't even do anything special. It's not even a name brand one, but it works good. So I enjoy it very much. So I'm gonna make my pizza dough that we've been making forever. Just mix up the ingredients, put it in, it'll do its thing. Okay, so I'm gonna do a few things here. I started getting proofing my yeast here. All I had was one little measuring cup. I lost all my little, I gotta figure out, someone put dishes away, and these are missing. The these little magnetic ones, I have to find out where they all went. I'm like, where is that at? So I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients in here. It's gonna be, let me read it to you instead of copying today. It's gonna be 2 packages of yeast, and then it's 2 2/3 cup of water, 3 tablespoons of sugar. Let that sit, do its thing. Let me add my other water. So then you let that do its thing, proof up, mine's doing good, and then you're gonna add 3 tablespoons of oil. I've used coconut oil, I have canola oil, so I'm just gonna add this in there. 1, 2, 3. Do whatever you would like to do, and then it's a teaspoon of salt in there. That's gonna go in there, mix, and then you're gonna add flour. I'm gonna add 7 cups of flour. I usually add Italian seasoning. I'm not gonna do that this time. I have to get out my big container of flour. I'm like, we're moving on. My container got all empty this month, which is a good thing. I'm glad I saved these. I got these. They are dog food containers, pet food containers. But when you go to buy a big thing for flour, like baking when you do in your pantry, like these are the biggest that I could find. And they're okay. They work good in this house, but like for us in our old house, I was able to use these, and I think they work a lot better. They have a seal and everything, so I really like those. Is that all gonna fit in there? I feel like that's a lot. Let me add 4. That's a lot in there. Somebody said they do in the bread machine. They might have a bigger bread machine. 5 is almost to the top. Okay, let me start mine here. I just need to do dough, which is number 10. Let's do 5. It's really full. I need to add 2 more cups, which I can do that as it goes down a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer a little bit of flour to here. So I have it, and then my sugar is empty. I'm gonna fill the sugar one up as well. See how these have the seal around them? So they seal really nice. Okay, we're moving right along. So I got my sugar all filled up, my flour filled up as well, and so I had to stop the dough because it was already stopped and let it keep it remixing because there's a lot in there. So we'll see. I don't know if I can put my recipe. Mine is only a 1.5. I think it's a 2-pound loaf. 2-pound loaf, but I don't know if all flour will go in there. We will wait and see. So what I'm going to do, I was going to have some kind of munchy things for the weekend as well because we are going to be out doing fun things with family, having fun. So remember the whole month I bought all my food, and we did buy extra because of birthdays, but I still have chips. I bought a lot of chips, and I think some were like, that's a lot of chips. I said, yeah, but it's for the entire month for everybody. So we could use them all up in the beginning, which usually happens, but we didn't. So I still have wavy chips left. So I thought I would make some French onion dip because I have this and I have a whole sour cream that will go bad before. So I'm gonna mix these two up right here, and then I'll make the rest of my stuff. So chips and dip will be done. It is done. So that's another little munchy set I'm having. Something else I'm gonna make is chicken salad. Now this we like taking to the beach. That's just something, I don't know, it's like, I've heard other people say their staple is taking like certain sandwiches to the beach all the time. Ours is chicken salad and crackers. I don't know why. We love it. It's like you can go through an entire container real quick just by everybody munching and having it. You just make a whole bunch and it tastes really good. Just simple. Chicken salad, salt and pepper, that's it. So I'm gonna do 4 cans because I usually do 2 cans. 2 cans would be plenty, but I'll do 4 because of the events we have this weekend. Just we like canned chicken. I don't like real I don't like real fresh chicken with it. Don't like frozen chicken. I don't know. It's always weird. Canned is the way to go. Chicken salad is done. That's delicious. I let the Miracle Whip just plop in there. I'm like, okay, I guess that we are done with that. I think, do I need this for anything else? I'll probably put it upside down and put it in a smaller container if it all comes up. My dough needed a little bit of help. I just stirred it to kind of help get it to at least like a ball shape. It's got 5 more minutes left of mixing. It's still not going to mix. I still got to add more flour. So we're going to let it do its thing and put the stuff in the refrigerator. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, over here I've got some chicken cooking. Do you remember when I did the chicken and then I thought I just ground it up? I'm like, if I just grind it up, all the fatty, like the veins and stuff, which is gross, I know, it just is ground up anyways, and I use that for my chicken. Well, then when I got towards the end, I had all that leftover pieces I cut off and I just had ground it up. Let's see if it starts. Anyways, so remember I had all the extra egg pieces, which next time I figured I would do it differently, which I will. So then I put it in a bag with some chicken and just label it fattier chicken, because I was like, is it gonna taste bad? Is it gonna be good? So what I'm gonna do is we have a little bit, something we really enjoyed and absolutely loved. I don't know why, it was just such a delicious tasting thing, was the buffalo chicken dip. Love it. Now, the only thing I don't have is a whole thing of cream cheese. I have like half a block in the refrigerator. So I'm like, I can do that. I can make just a smaller version of it. So what I've got over here is the fattier chicken cooking, and I'm like, okay, you just see the fat coming off, so I think it'll be okay. I just seasoned it with salt, pepper, onion, garlic, and I'm just gonna cook it over here, and then I'll mix it all together and bake it in the oven, maybe the oven, probably the oven. So what I'm gonna do, something else, I haven't done this in years, is homemade salsa. Listen to that wind, it sounds beautiful. So we used to make our own salsa. Yes, we did, from canned tomatoes, not from garden. We did way back in the day, but I'm gonna do mine like I did back in the day. So this one is 4 cans of diced tomatoes. I'm only gonna do 2, and the thing I did different is I added sugar, salt, garlic, onion, and jalapeno. Oh, I did have an onion. Well, what I did, look what I did. Remember my little scrap bag of veggies? This was the green pepper I didn't do anything with, so I thought I'm gonna grind this up in the blender. So I just broke off a piece of this in here, and I'm just gonna grind this up here. I won't do, there is no onion in this though. I think that'll be okay. So what I'm gonna do is just pour a can of this that was like broken up green pepper. This is just something different. It's good to do once in a while, is break free from your traditional things. But now I'm thinking I need to go get the onion. Remember my frozen onion? I could do that, or I could chop an onion too. Do I need onion for anything else? I don't think I do. Let me go see what I've got. You can use anything. You can use minced onion. This is jalapenos. I'm going to be using a whole thing because we like some spice. With the liquid, probably not, but that's okay. Okay, salt and sugar. So let me go get some sugar. You just need like a tablespoon just to, sometimes that bite is a little spicy. I've got onions. Let me go get an onion out of the garage. Okay, food processor probably work a little bit better, but I pulled out my blender, so we'll see how the Ninja blender works. So I'm basically gonna put all this in here. Now I would grind it up tiny. I guess you can leave chunks. If you have kids that don't like chunks, then grind it all the way up. I forgot to add salt, didn't I? Let me get my salt. A homemade salsa. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Let me try this. Ooh, it's nice and thick. Looks like this. Let's try some. It's good. That's really good. I had to make sure I get the flavors on. It's a little spicy. Ooh, with that jalapeno. This is very good. Easy. Make your own. That would cost me what? The 2 cans? Are they? They're not 50 cents. Are they $1? $2. I got a whole bunch of salsa. We've got those scooper chips. We're gonna use it for the chicken salad and for homemade salsa. Now I also have lime chips that I have that I bought just for doing the homemade salsa. So I'll probably pull those out as well. Look at that. That reminds me of like the Mexican restaurant. Delicious. You've got your own homemade salsa. I had forgotten. You can make it yourself too, but you know what? If not, go buy canned tomatoes. This is better than the jar stuff. Way better. You can add, if it's too spicy, add some more sugar. If you want more flavor, add some more salt. So good. Okay, another little side dish snack done. Okay, so I got my eggs put away. I've got my sausage balls out of the oven, and so now I'm gonna make, I just opened up the windows. I have all the windows in the back of the house open, so now I open the front one so everything can just blow through. People walking by and be like, that smells really good in there. So I'm gonna make some buffalo chicken dip. I'm gonna do this a little bit different because based on what I have on hand, the boys are gonna be so excited because like this came in the mail for Sam's Club, and they're like, that's the biggest container of hot sauce. I'm like, I know, but it's way cheaper than the tiny little bottles that we get. So I've got a little bit to use up. So for mine, I have probably a third of cream cheese. So I'm gonna put this in there. I've got some sour cream, and then I'm gonna do hot sauce. I'm gonna do a little ranch powder and regular ranch and cheese. Mix it all up, put it in a pan, bake in the oven. It's gonna be delicious. I know it is because it was so good last time. I gotta take a break and wash some dishes. I decided to wash half and put some in the dishwasher because the dishwasher was empty. That is okay. So what I'm gonna do now is my dough, it took some time to get it going because it's so big. So I was like, did I just ruin all this? But I just kept doing the mix, kept adding the flour. So it's looking like pizza dough now. So I'm gonna let it do one more setting here. Kind of, I don't think I'll be able to let it rise very much in there, so I'll take it out, put it in a bowl, but that's okay. We'll use it and then we can start making our bagel dogs. I've got some oranges here. I'm gonna peel these and just put them in a bag, so that way we can take them with us. This, it's so windy. Take them, it's blowing, feels so good. Take them with us when we go out this weekend. Okay, look at my refrigerator. I still have some apples to use up too. Are they just looking, isn't that funny how apples just don't look like apples? They're just looking kind of muted. So I'm gonna slice these up, put them in some water. I got some ice in there and lemon. I'm gonna soak for a little bit and I'll put them in a container. They can munch on those today. Okay, so my dough did turn out. It's nice and spongy and good. It was just, just took a little bit longer. Should I have just done it in a bowl? Maybe, but I'm gonna put it over here. It's a little sticky. Let me see. I might have to add some more flour. So I have plenty of dough, so I just divided mine because I have 24 hot dogs, divided in half, divided in half, divided in half again, and I'm rolling it out, and that seems to be enough. So this batch of dough will be enough for 24 hot dogs. So I'm just gonna keep wrapping my hot dogs up this way. And so you just take it like this, and then I've got a pot of water boiling over here with some baking soda in it. I'm gonna drop it in for just about a minute, just to kind of cook it a little bit, and then I'm gonna put it back in my cookie sheet here. I'm gonna brush it with the beaten egg, put some everything bagel seasoning on it, and bake in the oven about 400 degrees. It'll get nice and brown and delicious. I have to say that when I put the bread dough in there, the pizza dough, it made it a lot more spongy and like easier to work with than normal. Just probably just mixing it with the machine in there. So this is good. You just want to keep wrapping it around and just keep twisting it. I've got a couple pieces that were a little bit smaller, so that's why I cut them thinner, and then I can add it to the other ball of dough. The Schwanman one was completely covered with dough. You can do it however you like, but I'm gonna just do, maybe it shows out a little bit, but this is gonna be delicious. Let me keep doing this. So my bagel dogs are all made. So now what I'm gonna do is I've got my water boiling here. This is water and baking soda. This is where you're gonna put your bagel dog in here for about 30 to 45 seconds. And then you're gonna take it out. I'm gonna put it right back on the cookie sheet to get it ready to go in the oven. So I'm just gonna plop it on here. This is where you want to make sure your ends are kind of tucked in, nice and neat. If not, they just kind of push off to the side. No big deal like this, but that's okay. So I'm going to just do it for a few minutes, like it's about a minute, take it out and keep doing it with the rest of these. And then I'm going to put some egg on it, brush an egg on it, put some everything bagel topping. The oven is preheating to 425 degrees, and it's going to be so good. This is a really delicious, yummy treat. It smells just like bagels here. I'd like to make homemade bagels. You like bagels? That would probably be a nice thing I've never done before. Treat. The water is not returned to a boil, so I'm just putting the lid back on it and let it heat back up to temperature. But this looks delicious, smells so good. Just let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'll be able to continue with the rest. Okay, so see how if you don't wrap it and make sure it's tight, it'll like want to come undone here. So I'll have a couple that'll be a little bit more, so just make sure you squeeze it really good around it. These are going to be delicious. This is where the brush comes on handy. I don't have it, so I'm going to have to use my fingers a little bit. And then you're going to bake these in the oven at 425 degrees. So those are in the oven baking. I'm going to start on my stuff for dinner tonight. So we're going to be doing some fried foods outside in a little bit here. But I'm going to do, something I'm going to make is like we have corn on the cob. It's just simple and plain. But I thought I would do, and I know this is not going to be anything near it, but it's going to be my version of like I'm going to say Mexican street corn. Mind you, it's going to be completely different because I don't have everything and the exact ingredients. So I kind of Googled a bunch of different stuff. So this is not authentic or anything, but I'm going to do the best that I can. That's the key. So for this recipe, you take a Miracle Whip, and I have Parmesan cheese, because that's what I have. And then I'm going to use cayenne pepper, parsley, and garlic. You probably don't even put that in there. But the other flavorings, I'm like, I feel like Old Bay seasoning would be really good in there. So I'm going to put some of that in there. And then coat the corn, because we've got this corn right here. We got this, the frozen kind, and put it in foil. I'm gonna bake it in the oven. So looks gonna be yummy. I think it'll be a delicious dish. Didn't show, I just put it on top and I looked at the recipe and they spread it around the corn as best they can. So I just kind of wrapped it around as best I can, put it in foil. That's gonna go in the oven. Another veggie we're gonna do is broccoli Normandy. I'm just gonna put that in a bowl here with a little bit of spices, salt, pepper, garlic, and then put over there, we'll put in the oven when it's closer to dinner. So now I'm gonna start on my fried foods where I go sit outside for hours, however long it takes, and deep fry. I'm gonna do chicken drumsticks and chicken bites as well. And then I'm also gonna do some fried pickles because I wanted to make this for my birthday and then I ended up going to get some. So I'm like, you know what, this is probably so simple to make yourself, and it is. It's very simple. So I'm gonna start out with that first. So I'm gonna get all of my stuff ready. So what I'm doing is I just took a jar of pickles and put on a plate here, and I'm just kind of trying to pat out as much moisture as I can on there. And for this recipe, you're gonna have a wet one and a dry one. And so I got lots of tips last time when I was deep frying from a lot of you guys. Some of you said just dip it in. Your wet ingredient would be mustard, and then in the other stuff you said you can't even taste it, which I thought was very cool. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take in mine, I'm gonna have an egg, milk, it's 1 egg, half a cup of milk. I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup of Frank's Red Hot sauce because that was really good, and then some Old Bay seasoning because I think that's delicious in there. And then I'll have flour in the other bowl with a little bit of Old Bay seasoning, and then I'm gonna dip it, and I'll have a whole big tray of it because it's gonna take me forever to do, but then we'll have a bunch of fried pickles. I feel like this is gonna take forever, and it is. So I'm just gonna sit here and get in a zone and just do all these. I'm afraid that like some of the stuff is gonna come up. Hopefully it does not when you go to deep fry, all the stuff coming up because it's a little squishy. I'm new with the pickle thing, so I don't know. Maybe if it's just make sure the batter is on really good. This is gonna be a live and learn on this one here. I guess as long as it sits for a minute too, it probably kind of absorbs that a little bit. So I'm just gonna make sure these are coated very well. And then I can put them back in here for a minute. I just gotta remember to keep one hand dry and one hand wet. Just have to remember. So I'm gonna do this here. It's gonna be a bunch because there's a bunch of kids. I guess one person would normally have 1 serving, but now we gotta do like 8 of us. So it'll be delicious. This is one of those like making way more than normal people do, so it just takes a little bit more time. So I just keep dipping it in the flour, making it nice and crispy. Hopefully all this is worth it. And I've got chicken ready. I'll have to dip as well and do things, so just keep on working. All right, so Greg came home for lunch, so we just had lunch, had the Bagel dogs. So good. Those were delicious, so definitely a winner on those. And so now the fried pickles, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's gonna take forever. So again, I don't wanna do a gazillion and find out, oh, the batter just slides off the pickle, because I feel like that could happen. So I'm gonna make all of my stuff that I'm gonna be deep frying today, put it on trays and stuff. I'm gonna get my chicken next. I got chicken drumsticks and chicken chunks. So I think I just dipped it in flour, didn't I? I don't think I used breadcrumbs. I didn't, but I do have panko and stuff. Oh gosh, the wind is fierce right now. A chair just blew in the pool. It's so windy outside. It's crazy. It's like hurricane winds. So I'm gonna do probably the same kind of ingredients because it's good. So I'll do the hot sauce, milk, and egg. That'll be my liquid wash, and then do the flour and be able to do big old chicken drumstick legs. So I'm gonna do chicken now that I'm gonna put in my deep fryer. So I've just mixed everything here in the sauce. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna take it here. I'm gonna try simple with eggs, hot sauce, no milk in it at all, and then I'm gonna use the Old Bay seasoning. I feel like that's gonna be good. So I'm gonna dip that into a flour with Old Bay seasoning, set it on a tray here, and then when this bowl is empty, I'll re-dip it and go back and do it again so it's extra crispy. We'll see how it works. Okay, so bagel dog, delicious. Here they are. We've got a ton of these. This is really, really yummy to make. I'm gonna keep doing the chicken. I've got little chicken pieces. I'm gonna do it the same way. I'm just gonna put in a big bowl with the liquid, do the flour, let it put it in a pan, go back and do it again. Okay, it took a lot of time cleaning up. Oh my goodness, the kitchen was a mess. I'm like, I feel like I've been working all day, stopping all day, doing things in between. I just wanted to get everything cleaned up. So everything's washed and done. Kitchen's done. The only thing I do is need to boil some water for Alfredo tonight. Cook the stuff in the oven. We're gonna do that tonight. I've got all my food here to deep fry. So I'm gonna go outside. It is so windy out. It's like hurricane windy. I'm like, oh my goodness, everything is just blowing. Like our pool, we have little pieces of stone that hold the cover down because you know, that's what we use. And so it literally ripped it and blew it into the pool. And we actually even covered it. So pretty crazy. So I'm gonna go outside. I've got the oil in the fryer and I'm gonna do my deep fried pickles first. See how they do. This is all new. We're learning everything and I'm gonna try it and I think it's gonna be delicious. Then we'll move on to our chicken. It's good. It is a gorgeous day outside. Oh my goodness, it is so nice out here. It feels amazing. Fresh air, sunshine. There's a lot of flies going in the house. Kids are like, can we shut the door? I'm like, no way, it's super nice in here. So we're just killing flies, that's what we're doing. So I just threw one in there and it was not ready yet. So I just have to wait till it gets ready and drop it in. So my pickles, as they sit here a little bit, they're kind of getting wet. So I don't know if I should get more flour and dip them in there before I put it in. I'm gonna try a few to do it. And Steven's inside, he's like, Mom, we need a buffalo sauce. So he is taking buffalo and ranch, mixing it together, measuring it out and making that up so we can dip it in. It's gonna be delicious. It's so nice. It's just gorgeous. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm gonna like put a chair over there, sit in the sun while this is frying. These are turning out, like they're definitely way thicker than a deep fried pickle. I was like picturing, like when I go to the restaurant, they're really tiny. So this is more like a fried chicken deep fried pickles. So it's good. Steven's in there making the sauce. It was good. So I probably like one coat. Do I really need to do two? I don't think so. I think one layer might be fine. The pickle's kind of coming out on some, but not bad. I actually went to get some salt to sprinkle on just for a little more, and I had to laugh because I bought a container of salt and I bought coarse salt, not sea salt. I'm like, ah. So I think you probably grind up probably in my food processor, but I was like, another day. But it tastes good. It's great. So not bad. Fried pickles. It's so windy. I don't know if this is too windy, but what I'm finding is just they definitely have gotten gooey, like as they sat, and I'm like, is that going to be a bad thing? But it doesn't seem to affect it. So it seems to still deep fry the same. Listen to that wind. Like, look at our pool covers just blowing. It's like a tarp up there just blowing away. So I'm going to get this done and then I'll do my chicken. I think I'll do the small pieces first because the drumsticks will definitely take longer. Because it's such a small pot, I'll probably be able to only put 2 in there at a time. Deep fried pickles, these are done. Smell delicious, so much better. This hand is clean. They're much thicker than you would get in a restaurant, so a good winner. It's crazy, it's blowing something fierce outside, so continuing to deep fry, kind of like watch it, see the brown color, know when it's done. Something I've been wanting to make, bought the French press, and I haven't even, like, I don't even have the cold coffee, so then I'm like out of my Starbucks, and so I was like, no big deal, so now I don't even like want a coffee in the afternoon, but I'm like, why don't I make one today? So I'm just gonna make a small one. My mother-in-law made me some when we were up there, and it was really good, so I'm gonna try it and see. I don't know, will it be good? We'll see. So I am gonna be a newbie to this. It says I'm just doing a good old 1 cup because I'm not gonna need that much coffee. So it said, I'm taking my look here, right here. It said to put your coffee grounds in there. So this is 2. I know you're supposed to grind your own coffee. I don't have that. And it said put this on top. And just make sure it's all mixed in, which I think it is. And then put this in here and let it sit for like 3-4 minutes, and then press it down, and then be able to serve it. So I've got my coconut milk, I've got that blueberry syrup, so I'm gonna try that and see if that is good. So meanwhile, I'm running outside doing the deep frying, and I got water boiling. We're gonna make a fettuccine for dinner tonight too. Okay, so I've got my noodles. I was debating what kind do I make. I'm just gonna do penne pasta because that's what I have. I'm gonna take my salt. I'm like sitting out there going, I need salt. I could stop at the store. I've got a whole bottle here. It's just coarse. So I'm gonna pour this in my food processor and grind it up so I can have some salt. Use a screwdriver to pry the lid off. This is a little bit coarser, but it's okay. It's gonna do for salt. Like, now I won't have to worry about going out and buy. It's not super fine, but it's mixed up good enough to use it. Better than the coarse pieces. Reminds me more like the Himalayan salt a little bit. So not bad. Like, it's in here, it's kind of like powdery, and it'll work, so I can use this. I'm doing 20 things at once. So my noodles are boiling. I gotta make my coffee here in a second, but I've got this humongous, this does not fit my refrigerator shelf at all. I can put it in the garage, but I'm gonna pour it in containers and then store that in the refrigerator along with ranch. We're out, so I'm gonna pour it in here. This lasts like months. We probably buy one. We used to buy one once a month. That's not good, I know. Usually lasts about 3 months around here. So I'm gonna pour them in containers to put in the refrigerator. So I need some more containers. So I think like I do this and I'm like, oh, I need to get more containers, and I never do because I'm like, oh, it's fine. Well, then I realize I do need some. So that's okay. We have some. So that's the key. If you ran out, just use bags, different story. So I will just make sure I put this somewhere so I know it's hot sauce. I'll just put it in the refrigerator, probably some in the garage, some inside here. I'll let this kind of dip in here and keep dropping. I'm outside doing some more chicken. Steven said, what on the chicken?
Really good.
It's really good, so that's a good thing. Okay, winner on the chicken. Okay, got noodles over there ready to be done. I'm gonna do this. I've never done the French press. I'm assuming you just push it down, and then all the stuff would be at the bottom, right? I think that's how it is, and I think it says serve immediately. I feel like it's gonna be really hot, so how am I gonna do this? I guess it makes a stronger coffee, so let's see. I guess if you let it sit, that's an option to do too, but let's make it warm. So I'm gonna do two different ways. I'm gonna use my good old fashioned, you know what, let me pour some out and see what this looks like first. It's just gonna make coffee. Is it gonna make strong coffee? We'll find out. So what I'm gonna do, let me do this. This was something somebody recommended doing. Blueberry syrup, which I have. Let's see if that does good. And then I'm gonna add, ooh, that just poured right up. And then I'm gonna add coconut milk to it. I already shook it. Again, not really sure yet if this is going to be how it is. Let's see. I don't know how much to add here. And then add the coffee. I only did a tiny bit because I didn't. We're going to do this two different ways. This is just creamer added to it. Which one is going to be better? With the syrup and the coconut milk? It's so windy. Or just regular coffee. Let me get some ice put in here. We'll try them. So just looking at these, I think I'm just gonna like this with the coconut milk much better than the coffee and creamer. I feel like this is gonna be very watered down. I can just almost tell that just by looking at it. Okay, I think I like this one better because it tastes a lot more blueberry, and then the coconut milk, I like coconut better than I like coffee creamer. So this will be good. I just want to try it both ways, but this is nice. A little French press. So this will probably be my cold. I'll probably make it, pour it out and let it sit in the refrigerator and let it get cold. That'll probably be an option. I think if you let it sit in here, sometimes it says it gets bitter tasting. Let me know anybody that does a French press. I just didn't want to, I wanted to avoid making coffee, just making it turn cold and with coffee cream. I feel like that's what this is. I just don't like that at all, but I like the Starbucks one. It's a little bit stronger. This reminds me of it. It's like blueberry. Starbucks doesn't have blueberry, so this is good. So this over here, I've got a little bit of, this is dairy-free Alfredo sauce. So I'm gonna add this to a little pan here for Jensen, because he likes the Diet brand, and then I'll add a jar of Alfredo to our noodles, and then that will be, serve that with dinner tonight with the chicken. And this will be very good. So this is very simple. So wait, this is really good. The Diet brand one is very good. Very similar to regular old-fashioned, you know, jar stuff, real old-fashioned. I don't think it's old-fashioned, I know it's not. So this is perfect. I might have to add another jar. I don't know. This is a bigger one. I might not have to. It just depends on how much it absorbs before we actually eat it. This is the one they like. They like jar sauce. Very simple, easy. Part of the dinner tonight. So I must not put my salt and pepper all the way back on the shelf. I opened up the oven door and shut it, and then the whole salt and pepper fell off the stove back here, spilled all over the back here, and fell onto the ground and broke the lid. So yes, Nancy purchased this for me a long time ago in the mountain house. So I'm gonna have to get a replacement on that. It happens. It happens. So I wanted to show you the corn that got done. Look at this. Look at how delicious this looks right here. It's gonna be too hot. It's a little toasty. Look at this corn. The corn on the cob is delicious. This will be very, very good. So we're gonna have this. The veggies are here. We've got the Alfredo. We've got deep fried pickles, and we're gonna have the chicken. It's gonna be yummy. I gotta clean my mess and vacuum everything up in between doing the chicken. I'm still doing the chicken little breast pieces, or the white chicken that's still cooking away, and I still have to do the drumstick. So it's gonna take some time. I feel like I've been frying all afternoon. Oh my goodness, it's taken a long time. It does take a long time, but you know, I'm making an abnormally large amount. Most people would just do a small amount for dinner. It's gonna be windy. and it would be fine. And so I'm making extra for the whole entire weekend. It's delicious, they love it. The chicken breast tender pieces are almost done. I'm gonna move on to the drumsticks. I gotta add more oil and let it heat up first. There's an awful lot of chicken right here, deep fried, delicious. I'll get some more oil added, let it heat up. Okay, this coffee does not taste too bad. After sipping on it, I'm like, okay, this reminds me of the Starbucks. I just need to make it colder. So probably will make it and put it in the refrigerator. That's what I need to do early in the morning. So doing good. I'm getting tired. I feel like grease from the deep fryer. Ever do that? And I still got a lot to go. I can only do 2 at a time. So there's 1, 2, 6, so 7 more times, depending on how long this takes. So I'm gonna have to test the temperature and see how long it is. But everything else is done. So we made a lot today. We've got all that chicken, deep fried pickles. We've got pasta for dinner tonight with the veggies, the street corn. This will also translate into tomorrow or the weekend's food as well. We got the Bagel dogs. We got all that chicken salad to take to when we go to the beach. Got the dip, the buffalo chicken dip. We've got the chips and dip. We've got the homemade salsa as all. What else do we make? Is that it? I feel like we made some more. I'm sure we did. Oh, the breakfast stuff too. All the breakfast foods that we made too. So it was a good day making food. Feeling really good. I wanted to like sit in between the sun, but I'm feeling really warm and toasty, so I don't feel like I need to. So I just started vacuuming the house because it spilled pepper all over the floor. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There goes all the salt I just ground up. So it happens. What are you gonna do? Gotta pour my things into a different container. It works. It's life. It's what happens. So. But a great day, a great Friday. We'll be able to enjoy our long weekend, which will be nice, and spending time together with people and just having a good time. So it's gonna be a nice weekend. So finishing coffee and I'm working on deep frying these hot dogs, drumsticks. I'm gonna put my microphone up against the wall here so hopefully it doesn't pick up the sound of the wind. So, okay, so I have a question. So hopefully before I go shopping or hopefully before I do this again, those that deep fry, okay, Miss Deb, you're my pro on this. So these are obviously huge drumsticks. I really wanted to get, they're called little drumettes. They were like tiny drumsticks. And I think that Aldi used to sell them. I don't think that Walmart or Sam's Club had them. They were called little drumettes, not a chicken wing or any of that. They were just tinier chicken legs. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna look and see if they have those next time. But also, this can take forever. Like it takes, it's okay if you're doing just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6, but I'm literally doing how many? 14 chicken legs. Can you kind of maybe cook them beforehand, maybe boil them? Like my mom used to parboil ribs and then she'd cook the rest on the grill. Would that be helpful to kind of cook it a little bit so it doesn't have to take so long to cook the inside? I don't know, or does that ruin it? I don't know. Let me know, those of you that deep fry. I am new to all this. I mean, they look great. The kids absolutely love it. They say everything tastes amazing. So I'm just thinking, how can I make this go faster? It's just so windy. It's so windy. I'm like, okay, just sit out here at the pool. Covers blowing up. I just need to take it off and pull it back. I'll probably do that. The things are in there. We'll swim in it later today. Let me go do that right now. I'll get the pool covered, pull it all off. It's great. It's so windy. I might as well do something useful while I'm outside. So I'm gonna like kind of just scrub the corners of the pool. Good to do to get the yuck off after, especially like I said, temperature drop and going back to warm, going back to freezing, going back to warm. So we'll do that. It's going through the filter. It's good, and then we'll be able to swim tonight. I am going to be finished filming. I still have chicken to fry over here. I gotta come in here so there's no noise. We'll come in the bathroom here. There's more chicken to fry. I've got, I think, 4 more batches because I can only put 2 in at a time. And then I'm going to be finished. But you know what? Normal people don't have to do this much. And I know a typical one-night meal, I won't have to do this much. But I'm doing a ton for the next few days. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and all of the stuff that we made. Oh my goodness, I feel like we have so much stuff made for the weekend. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good thing. So you have a fantastic rest of your day. Have an amazing weekend, and then come back Monday. I know next week's going to involve some sort of shopping. So, all right, have a great weekend. See you Monday. Bye.